my gosh! Look who's here! It's a Christmas break version of PTI with Gannon and Jack and Nick. First question. In the NFL, who's going to the Super Bowl and who's going to win?
I would say the Eagles from the NFC, but you know Carson Wentz went down last week. I'm going to go with the Vikings in the NFC and the Steelers in the AFC. The Steelers have a better defense than the Patriots. And I think in the Super Bowl the Steelers will win because they'll have a healthy lineup. Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown will get them to victory.
Okay, so obviously I'm going to go with the Patriots in the AFC. They're the best team in the NFL, have been for the past 2 years now. For the NFC, I'm going to go with the Vikings as well. I think Case Keenum's he's good. I mean, he's a legitimate NFL quarterback by this point. It doesn't really matter who comes out of the NFC, though. Patriots are taking this one home again.
I got to go with the Saints and the Steelers. Drew Brees, he's really... New Orleans, just in general, they're really doing good right now. Their run game's amazing, and their defense is really up and coming, and they're making big plays this year. And the Steelers, they didn't have Antonio Brown yesterday, and that really hurt them. And so when he gets back, I really think that they can beat the Steelers. But I have New Orleans winning it.
Next question. Who's going to win the college football playoff games, and then who's going to be the champion?
I think the one semifinal, Oklahoma will beat Georgia. And the other one, I'm going to have to go with Clemson for the second year in a row beating Alabama. I'm going to have Oklahoma win it all and Baker Mayfield winning a national championship along with his Heisman Trophy.
Well, with the Clemson-Alabama matchup, I'm going to have to go with Alabama. It's Nick Saban. He's not going to lose twice to the same team 2 years in a row. And it's Alabama. With Georgia and Oklahoma, I'm actually going to have to go with Georgia as the upset pick. I think the Georgia defense has had enough time to figure Baker Mayfield out, and in the championship game we'll see an SEC matchup, kind of a reminder of how dominant that conference can be. And then for the winner, I'm going to have to go with Alabama as well. It's Nick Saban, it's Alabama. That's about it. That's all you need to know.
For me, I got to go Oklahoma over Georgia. Baker Mayfield is obviously the best player in the country, and anytime that he's playing, they have a chance to win. And for the Alabama-Clemson game, I got to go Alabama. Clemson, they're good and all, but Alabama, they've had enough time to figure out Clemson and see what they got to do to stop them. But in the national championship game, I got to go with Oklahoma just because of Baker Mayfield.
2017's almost over. Your last question. What's been the biggest sports story this year?
To go to turn the NFL for this one, there's been a lot of injuries to a lot of big players that have hurt the team seasons in a whole. And the time in the season, the all-pro team that was come out at the end of the year would not be as good as the all-injury team because it's just taking the fun and excitement out of watching the NFL.
Well, being a Yankees fan, I could go with Giancarlo Stanton being traded to the Yankees and making probably the best duo in MLB history. But I'm going to go with LeBron and Kyrie. All of that drama that unfolded, and now with the Celtics going on a really great run to start the season, and the Cavs putting together their own great streak as well, I think that's definitely the story of the year.
For me, I got to go to Ohio State. Their inconsistency all year in football. They beat the #2 team in the country, and then they lost to 31 points to Iowa. And then they come back the next week and they beat Michigan State by like 31 points or more. And so that's been the biggest story for me.
Well, there you have it. It's been a special PTI with Gannon, Jack, and Nick.